Worship God. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
So when we read, because Christ is the Word made flesh. So when we in the midst of prophecy, we prophesy. So verse 3?
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein.
So we read in prophecy. It says, blessed are they that readeth and do the things that are written within. So you'll be blessed if you uncovered your head when we're in the midst of prophecy.
That's right.
You understand? So what are you going to do?
Media sites are linked to the Israelites.
Right.
So I seen this specific organization that was created by Nathaniel.
Okay.
So I see where y'all say Israel and Christ. I always had a question about the Christ thing because I don't believe in Jesus or.
What does Christ mean?
Okay, Christ is the anointed.
So in any translation, anointed is still going to mean anointed.
You are Christ. You are Christ
Right.
now. In the verse form, which I will identify. So I was trying to figure out if y'all message is being towards the European.
No.
Okay, cool.
That's why I got you to throw away the Star Molech.
Okay.
Everything that the oppressor taught us, we denounce that. We're going strictly off the scriptures. But go back to 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians 11. We're going to read the order again. We're going to read the order again. Let me show you something. Because it seems like you got a humble spirit. You know what I'm saying? You took that off. A lot of people rebel when we talk about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But if it's coming out of the Bible, you got to stick to it. You know what I'm saying? So read that.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So we went over the order. The head of every man is Christ, right? Go ahead.
And the head of the woman is the man.
So if y'all get married, he will be your head, right? Go ahead.
And the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So we're in the spirit of prophecy right now. So if you praying or prophesying with your head covered, you're dishonoring your head, which is who? So what are you going to do now because your head is covered?
When I'm prophesying or I'm praying, I'm going to take it off.
Give me Revelation 19:10. I'm going to show you something. How you doing, brother? We're going over our history that we are the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Read that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
So when we read, because Christ is the Word made flesh. So when we in the midst of prophecy, we prophesy. So verse 3?
1 and 3.
1 and 3.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein.
So we read in prophecy. It says, blessed are they that readeth and do the things that are written within. So you'll be blessed if you uncovered your head when we're in the midst of prophecy.
That's right.
You understand? So what are you going to do? Come on now. Yes, sir. All praise. All praise. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's that in Luke?
Luke 15:10.
15:10. I'm going to show you something. Because this is, you repenting. I know you're kind of rebelling against it, but you got to humble down to the word. You got to humble down. Because we're not going to make it without Christ. You understand? You got to humble down to him. Read that.
The book of Luke, chapter 15 and verse 10. Likewise I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner that repented.
So the angels are rejoicing right now. You understand? So this is a big deal. That's a stumbling block to a lot of brothers that know they Israel.
Right. 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 Right.
That's a stumbling block, but you overcame that. You understand? So My question to y'all, what was y'all going to do today?
So I just
what was y'all
leaving the gym. We was just leaving the gym.
Okay.
You know,
Give me Exodus 20.
What we basically do is we like have, you know, the church be the temple. So we just got material at home, we study, we conversate, you know what I'm saying? We study, we utilize the phone and our books. That's what we do. Because we don't have an actual temple that's...
I'll address on the back. Now you have a place to go.
Right.
You understand? Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8.
What would you say today is to the Lord?
Today is the Shabbat.
So what are we supposed to be doing on the Sabbath?
We're supposed to be in the Word.
Right.
Devoted to Yahweh.
Right. So that's why I'm getting at the gym aspect. Like, why would you be at the gym on the Lord's Sabbath day? Read that.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So you can work out on any other day. You got 6 days to work out. Read on.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
So you're not supposed to work a physical job, or you're not supposed to be working out. You understand?
Right.
Go ahead.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
Because you gotta pay to have a gym membership, right?
Absolutely.
So you bought to get in there, right?
No, so it's monthly. It's
Monthly?
paid. So it's
But
fasting.
still.
Yeah, so
But
it's
still.
fasting.
You understand? Right. So why would you be doing that when you know that
Today is the Shabbat.
right. This is what you're supposed to do. Get Hebrews 10:25. This is what you're supposed to do. Instead of meeting at the gym, you're supposed to be congregating with fellow believers. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Because some people don't want to be amongst Israel. Why? Because we're going to point out sin. Because that's love. Like we just saw you in sin, we pointed out to you, you repented. That's love. That's the love of God. So that's what's going to happen when you're amongst believers. That's why it's important not to forsake the assembly of ourselves. Go ahead.
As the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more, as you see the day approaching.
Because you see that we're in the end times. World War III about to pop off any minute. So that's why you can't be stagnant. You can't be procrastinating to be amongst believers. Because you're going to get caught up. When you by yourself, that's what Satan wants you. And he's going to destroy you if you by yourself, right? Because nobody wouldn't have told you about your head cover. Nobody wouldn't have told you that you had an idol on your neck. The brothers that you listen to,
I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, because I'm amongst angels. I've been informed of it. So, but while I actually wear it for a representation of the name of David, because it actually spells David's name. So I was actually informed of the scripture. You know, I converse with Hebrew Israelites on all social media platforms, but my reason for wearing it was different than their reason. So,
but once again, you got to go based off the word. If the Bible didn't say that spells out David, where did they get that from? They adding on to the word is what they doing. You understand? But you threw it away. Don't go back to it. I know you probably got some more at the house.
No.
You probably got some more stuff. Throw it all away. You understand?
Yes, sir. Praise Yahweh.
What you got it?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight.
So your pleasure was going to the gym. But if you turn your foot away from going to the gym and call the Sabbath day a delight, go ahead.
The holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words.
Doing your own thing on his day. Go ahead.
Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth.
Meaning the kingdom of heaven, rulership. If you just humble down and keep God's Sabbath day the way he said to, he's going to set you above all people.
That's right.
You understand? But it's not just that. Marriage. All the commandments, you got to do it all.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is